Raise your hand if you've ever spent 3 hours scrolling through your phone and then felt completely drained. Yeah, same. You weren't tired before, you were fine. But somehow, after all that content, you felt like a zombie. That's not a coincidence. That's your dopamine system getting hijacked. And most people don't even know it's happening. They just think they're lazy or distracted or broken. But here's the truth. You're not broken. You're just overstimulated. And the fix is actually simpler than you think. Dopamine detoxing. It sounds extreme, sounds like something monks do in a cave, but it's really just a reset, a way to stop letting cheap hits of pleasure run your life so you can actually enjoy the stuff that matters again. Let me explain what's actually going on inside your head. Dopamine isn't the pleasure chemical. That's the misconception. It's the anticipation chemical. It's what makes you want things. It's what pulls your thumb down to refresh the feed. It's what makes you check your phone even when there's no notification. You're not looking for the pleasure. You're looking for the promise of it. And your brain has been trained to expect that promise everywhere. Every time you open an app, every time you take a bite of sugar, every time you switch tabs. Your brain releases a little shot of dopamine that says, this might be good. Not this is good. This might be good. That's the trap. Because might be good keeps you searching, keeps you scrolling, keeps you from ever arriving. You're always in the waiting room of anticipation, never actually in the room of satisfaction. And here's where it gets worse. The more you chase these cheap hits, the more your brain raises the bar. It's called dopamine tolerance, same thing as caffeine tolerance. First cup wakes you up. Fifth cup just keeps you normal. Same with your phone. First scroll felt exciting. Now it takes 3 hours of non-stop content to feel anything. And during those 3 hours, the stuff that used to feel good starts to feel impossible. Reading a book? Too slow. Having a real conversation? Boring. Working on a goal? Where's the instant payoff? You're not lazy. You're just addicted to speed. Your brain has rewired itself to expect stimulation every few seconds, and when it doesn't get it, it panics. That panic feels like boredom, feels like restlessness, feels like you need to check something right now. That's the withdrawal. That's the dopamine debt. So what is a dopamine detox actually? It's not about eliminating dopamine completely. That would kill you. It's about resetting the baseline. It's about taking a break from the high-frequency, low-effort hits so your brain can remember what a normal level of satisfaction feels like. Think of it like a volume knob. When you're constantly blasting loud sounds, you can't hear quiet ones anymore. You're not deaf, you're just adjusted to loud. Dopamine detox is turning the volume way down for a bit so the quiet things become audible again. And when they do, you realize the quiet things are actually way better. A good conversation, a focused hour of work, a meal you actually taste, a sunset you actually notice. These things feel incredible when your brain isn't drowning in fake reward signals. Now, the problem with most advice on dopamine detox is that it makes it sound like you need to lock yourself in a cabin for a month with no internet, no food, no fun. That's not sustainable. That's not even realistic. You have a job, you have responsibilities, you have a phone you actually need. So here's the framework that actually works. It's not about total abstinence. It's about strategic withdrawal. You're not quitting dopamine. You're quitting the automatic, unconscious, constant drip of it. And the way you do that is with 3 simple things. Do less at the start of the day. Do less between tasks. Do less at the end of the day. That's it. Front, middle, back. Each one cuts off a major source of noise. Let's start with the front. The first hour of your day is the most important hour. It sets your baseline. If you wake up and immediately check your phone, what's the first thing your brain does? It gets a hit. A notification, a message, a headline, a scroll. Right away, you've set the volume to loud, and everything after that will feel dull in comparison. Your morning coffee won't taste as good. Your shower won't feel as refreshing. Your work won't engage you. Because your brain already got its hit. It's chasing that same intensity for the rest of the day, and it never gets it. So the first rule is simple. No phone for the first 30 minutes of the day. That's all, 30 minutes. You can drink water, stretch, look out a window, think about what you want to accomplish. No screen. You're not missing anything. The world survived without you for the 8 hours you were asleep. It'll survive another 30 minutes. Now, the middle. This is the part between tasks. The moments when you finish something and you instinctively reach for your phone. You're not even tired. You're not even bored. You just finished a small thing and your brain says, "Reward time." And the reward you give it is a distraction. A quick scroll, a video, a glance at social media. The problem is that reward is so much bigger than the work you just did. Your brain learns that the reward for working is not satisfaction. The reward for working is permission to escape. And so you start rushing through work to get to the escape. The work becomes an obstacle. The phone becomes the goal. To fix this, you need a different reward, a boring reward. Step away from your desk. Stand up. Breathe for 60 seconds. Look at something far away. Do absolutely nothing for a minute. That's the detox. You're teaching your brain that the break itself is the break, not the phone. It'll feel uncomfortable at first. Your hands will twitch. Your brain will beg for the little dopamine crumb. But if you sit with that discomfort, you're retraining the circuit. You're telling your brain that you don't need constant input to feel okay. And finally, the back, the end of the day. Most people spend the last hour of their day doing the same thing they did all day, scrolling, watching, consuming, and then they wonder why they can't sleep. Your brain doesn't know how to go from 90 miles an hour to 0 instantly. It needs a wind down, a ramp. So here's the practice. The last hour before bed, no screens. Not 10 minutes, not 30, an hour. You can read a physical book. You can talk to someone. You can write down tomorrow's plan. You can just sit and think. That hour is where the real reset happens. Because when you sleep, your brain consolidates everything. If the last thing it saw was a fire hose of stimulation, it's going to process that all night. You'll wake up feeling foggy. But if the last thing it saw was calm, it processes that instead. You wake up clearer. You wake up quieter. You wake up ready for the 30-minute morning rule instead of fighting it. Let me be honest with you. The first few days of this will feel terrible. You'll feel bored out of your mind. You'll feel like you're missing something. You'll check your phone automatically, realize there's nothing there, and feel a little spike of anxiety. That's withdrawal. That's your brain throwing a tantrum because the candy machine is broken. But here's the thing. If you push through that, you hit a wall. And right on the other side of that wall is a kind of peace you haven't felt in years. You'll eat dinner and actually taste it. You'll have a conversation and not want to look at your phone. You'll work on something and get lost in it. That's flow. That's real dopamine. The kind that comes from making progress, not from consuming noise. You don't have to do a full week detox. Don't commit to that. That's setting yourself up for failure. What you need is a 24-hour experiment. Just one day. One day where you follow the 3 rules. No phone first 30 minutes. Boring breaks between tasks. No screens last hour before bed. One day. After that day, notice how you feel. Not energized necessarily, but different. Calmer. More present. That feeling is worth building on. And if you do it again the next day, it gets a little easier, and a little easier. And eventually, Those habits become the new normal. The volume knob turns down. The quiet things come back. People think they need to quit everything cold turkey. They think they need to delete all their apps and move to a farm. You don't. You just need to stop the automatic bleed, the unconscious checking, the reflexive scrolling, the behavior that happens without you even deciding to do it. That's the enemy. Not technology, not the apps, not the notifications. The enemy is the autopilot. And autopilot can be switched off. You just have to notice when you're in it, and then choose differently. One small choice at a time. Let me tell you what happens when you actually do this. Your attention span recovers. You can sit through a movie without checking your phone. You can read a chapter of a book without your mind wandering. You can have a real conversation without zoning out. Your anxiety drops, because a lot of that low-grade anxiety comes from the constant drip of information you have to process. When you stop the drip, your nervous system settles. Your sleep improves. Your work improves. Your relationships improve. Everything improves because you're finally present for your own life instead of watching a highlight reel of someone else's. Dopamine detoxing isn't about punishing yourself. It's about freeing yourself. Freeing yourself from the compulsion to always be doing something, always be checking something, always be distracted. Freeing yourself to just be, to think, to work, to rest, to feel. And honestly, once you taste that freedom, the cheap stuff doesn't even appeal to you anymore. Not because you're disciplined, because you genuinely prefer the real thing. So here's the challenge. Pick tomorrow, just one day. Follow the 3 rules, front, middle, back. See what happens. You might fail a few times. That's fine. Try again. Every time you catch yourself reaching for the phone and put it down, you're winning. Every time you sit through a boring moment without escape, you're rewiring. Every time you notice the quiet and don't run from it, you're healing. You don't need a new app. You don't need a special schedule. You don't need to buy anything. You just need to put the phone down. 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day at a time. It's easier than you think, actually, because all you're really doing is remembering what it felt like to exist before the noise. That version of you is still there. They're just waiting for the volume to come back down. So turn it down. Give them a chance to speak. And when they do, listen.